Hi guys, welcome to Ace Your Health podcast with me, Dr. Choksy at Ace Integrative Health. Today we have our lovely expert in yoga, and that's the show for today. We're going to talk about everything about yoga and what yoga means. Welcome. This is Riddhi Choksy. She is a certified 500-hour Yoga Alliance registered Yoga Alliance teacher. She went to India, took an interesting journey that we're going to ask her about, and what happened there, and how she ended up there, actually, in the midst of everything that happens in the world. But that's something that we'll talk about. So you guys have learned about yoga, heard about yoga. It's been practiced. You have seen other people practice. You might think about yoga as maybe a philosophy, maybe a lifestyle. Maybe you might think that it's just a stretching routine. But you know what? We're going to ask the expert today what she thinks about yoga and why she's doing it, because she's doing it really good. So, hey, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to share what I know and learn from what you share and what everybody else can teach me about it too.
All right, this is awesome. So, tell us a little bit about who you are and where you're from and how you ended up in the yoga seat.
So, I was nowhere close to the realm of yoga. I started out as a biomedical engineer. I have my bachelor's in that, and I had started my master's in tissue engineering at Wright State University in Dayton, Ohio. And I quickly realized in the first couple of months of my master's that I knew that wasn't for me. Originally, when I did my bachelor's, I was pre-med, and so I was on the same track as you, trying to follow in those footsteps. But quickly learned that that wasn't my forte, and spending that extra 4 or 5 years and then some wasn't going to be my path. And so then I took some time off. I worked at Ace Integrative Health, and through that was really the doors that opened for me into the holistic realm. Before that, I was very skeptic. Even some of the alternative therapies that were offered here, I was still very, very distant from those from the get-go. I didn't trust it. I was like, I'm a scientist. I need proof. And even though there was, I just wasn't like, nah. Like, this isn't medicine. Medicine is a pill. Medicine is immediate results. And this isn't what I'm not a doctor, but apparently I knew everything about medicine. So then through my own experiences, I started growing and being more accepting and open towards the idea of holistic realm of life. Not just medicine, it was life. And that was when early on you had finished the course, the same yoga course, and after hours, after the office closed, you would teach class for anybody that wanted to learn. And so we had done that some couple of times, and that was the first time in my life that I actually enjoyed yoga. And I had attended yoga classes before sparsely throughout the years, and it never felt right. It was just unreal. Like, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel like what I thought yoga should feel like. I wasn't feeling good afterwards. It was just a cardio session that I could even do a better cardio session on my own, just go run or something, play a sport, and it just, that group environment, whatever that one track fits all kind of a mentality that they taught yoga didn't fit right. And then you taught it, and the first class I was like, oh my God, what did you just do? Why am I enjoying this? And then from there I kind of understood that at some point this would be important. And so that was when my true introduction to yoga began. And then I went to the Yoga Institute in Mumbai for 3 months this January, actually. and everything went crazy.
So wait. So you went when? This January?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. You guys all know what happened in after January 2020 in the world.
Yeah.
But wow, that's an experience. So what happened? So how was your experience in India?
It was wild. So the first time I stepped into Mumbai. So I was born in India, but I've never actually experienced India. So I go and it was in East Santa Cruz, and so you go and it looks when you're driving
What's East Santa Cruz?
So Santa Cruz is a town.
Is a borough.
Is a borough
of Mumbai.
Yeah, it's a borough of Mumbai, and then on one side of the railway tracks is east, on the other is west. And so we were on the east side, and driving in, it just seems like this normal city full of people. Infrastructure is close by. You have your little food stations everywhere on the street. And I was like, where is an institute gonna be in here? Like, how am I supposed to be peaceful here? And
the airport is right next to it.
Airport is right next to it. So you constantly hear like airplanes and all this noise, and typical of a city. But you go onto the campus and somehow all the noise drowns out. So you go in through the gate and it's surrounded by a layer of trees that are shading the entire institute. And you go in, there's an office where you're instantly greeted by people that are just so happy to have you there. And then there's a dorm on campus, you've got the offices, you've got classes. It was just amazing. And then even after I got there, I was still terrified because I had no actual experience with yoga. I was a newbie. And after I met all the other, my colleagues that were going to be going through this course with me, I realized I was, again, a nobody. All of these people were experienced yoga teachers or practitioners, and I felt so out of place. But the course and the people, most of all, the vibes there, the aura of the entire place, and yoga in itself, it was so transformative. Within the month, I went through a roller coaster of emotions and this release that was unexpected, and it came out of nowhere, and I felt like I belonged, and that this was something that I had been waiting for, that I didn't know I needed my whole life. It was unreal. And obviously I went in not even able to go halfway to my toes. And that's what my perception of yoga was. Like, yoga is flexibility, it's stretching. Like, if you can't do this and that, if you can't put your leg behind your head, then you can't do yoga. And that all changed.
That's quite interesting. I mean, you talk about a lot of your experiences and your perceptions being broken. Mm-hmm. So you go to Yoga Institute, you start learning yoga, and other than flexibility, what is yoga? Like, what are they teaching? What are you learning?
Yeah.
And what does it involve?
So again, as I mentioned, to me, yoga was just physical movement. But what I learned there is that it's an entire lifestyle. Similar to how you teach a lifestyle, that's exactly what you can find in yoga too. It's the diet, it's the mental practices, the self-talk, the way you present, the way you treat yourself and the way you treat others. It's the study, it's a discipline. It's not just a physical movement, it's a whole package of not just the world within you, but the world around you as well.
So where did yoga come from?
So yoga is originally from India. It is an ancient practice that has been practiced for so many years. Originally, it was for monks. Monks used to practice all these asanas, and it is said that if you just perfect one single asana, just pick one, anything, and you perfect that to the T, you can achieve enlightenment to the level of a monk. But yoga has turned into all of these different asanas that each have their own benefit and affect your body in a different way that we have learned over thousands of years. And that's okay. Where we are.
So what does the word yoga mean?
I believe yoga is the stilling of the fluctuations of your mind. Well, we have our chittas in our mind, and they're constantly at war with each other, whether you have more of one guna versus the other. And getting that to stop fighting each other and calming the mind to a place where you can think and feel and just be without constant stressors affecting you, because there will always be stressors, but the amount at which it impacts you is what to me is yoga. It is where your mind, body, and soul are able to find union and peace with each other.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of people say yoga is union of mind, body, and spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And when you unite, you become very still internally, which is where we find maybe some peace and content, feeling of just joy. And another way of looking at it is yoga is union of mind, body, and spirit without force.
Yes.
So anything in life with force doesn't work, because there's always some oxidative stress or inflammation that happens. Now we're bringing it back to medicine, but
like
so you learn this yoga over there. How does that yoga bring you to integrative health? Like, what are you hoping to see in patients and do with them?
So what you bring to patients is not only the medical perspective, but you're teaching them a new way of life. And I think that yoga is an integral part of that, which obviously you believe and have brought me on to help your patients as well, that yoga, again, is a lifestyle as well. So integrating that with medicine, you have to change your entire perspective. Like, one thing that I've learned through yoga is that you have to start with your mind. So just practicing like 10 positive things in a day, just at the end of your day, make a note of what happened throughout the day, and 10 things, like, I'm breathing, I smiled today, I had a good cup of tea, 10 positive things, and that's yoga. Like, you don't have to have physical movement, you don't have to sit and meditate, be zen, you don't have to be free of anger all day, and that's not what yoga is. So that is what I want to bring to this practice and help integrate into your practice with, in addition to nutrition, in addition to energy healing and gardening, food, everything, that medicine, especially getting rid of all of these external distractions and preconceptions that we come with, and showing people that you can heal yourself through all of these natural practices, and you might not even be needing the gym. Like, what I thought I needed before was exercise. I needed to be healthy. I needed to go to the gym, but my body is enough for that, and I didn't know that. I can be with myself and still heal.
That's very interesting. So we have been practicing and teaching a lot of patients different types of yoga, and we focus on that personalization of yoga, how each person has a different yoga, and there are different types of yoga. There are different steps of yogic journey. So going from physical yoga to energy yoga, and in the world of energies, you have different meridian channels. So reflexology yoga, which is called mudras, different mudras that you can use with your hands, with your body postures. There are different ways of holding body position. So that's 8 steps of yoga includes different things, and we can go on and on and on and learn about all of those things, but that's pretty unique. And she's telling us how when she experienced that yoga here that matched her body, then she felt happy, and that made her stimulate her thought process and said, okay, I'm doing something that is totally different, that makes me feel really. And that same yoga may not apply to you, right? What she did in that class does not apply to you. So do you think that when you went to the Yoga Institute, how did they help you prepare for practicing that kind of yoga and being able to teach that kind of yoga
Mm-hmm.
to our patients here?
They did an amazing job of breaking it down. So they teach that not, again, they taught some of the meridian channels, that we have 5 elements within our body that we need to control, and how we can alter those through physical movement. And through each asana, they broke it down. Like one entire lecture, one entire hour or more will be dedicated to an asana where we learn how that affects our body, how our breathing affects our body, and how that can affect any diseases that we have. So, for example, if you had a patient, we would personalize the yoga to them by figuring out how they're currently breathing, how they're currently moving, and what lifestyle we can change to allow them to heal their illness or heal their body, to feel whole.
So many people have different types of disease states. So if somebody comes in with heart disease,
Mm-hmm.
will you be teaching heart disease specific sessions or seminars and those kind of things? And or it will be a personalized for each person?
So we will be doing multiple different avenues of tackling the same issue. We will be making available the information on a broad spectrum for heart illnesses, showing what asanas, if you want to do it on your own, what can you do at home to specifically address your needs. But then when you come in here, we will sit with you one-on-one. We will figure out every single aspect of how we can cater specifically to you and personalize everything to that person versus to that disease.
So that's really interesting. So one thing that you can tell people about yoga today, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've gone through this entire journey. You want to teach, and you're teaching now. We are putting a lot of your videos, and we're making this entire community of educational series, community of just people who are learning, and we want to give to what we know. We want to let it out there.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the first thing that you would tell somebody that they can take home today
Mm-hmm.
from our session, that something that gets them on this journey that they're on a little bit easier and better?
Mm-hmm. I'll speak from my personal experience. The first step is let go of what's holding you back. So for me, it was my body is not what fits a yogi. It's not what fits a yoga practitioner. I'm not ready because I don't know what terms they're using. I don't know what an asana is. I don't know what something is. I thought that my lack of knowledge made me unworthy of participating in this. And I think the first lesson anybody should know before even stepping foot, or we can help you learn, but the first thing you need to know is that nothing is holding you back other than yourself. So shedding all of that will release so much weight from yourself that you will automatically be in that mindset ready to go and ready to start attacking and taking charge of your own life.
That's really unique perspective, and that's so true for pretty much all of us. And remember when we said just earlier a few minutes ago, yoga is union of mind and the body and the spirit without force. So force, if you're holding yourself back, by definition, you're holding something back that wants to move forward. That is force. There is a force involved. If you try to be happy, that is force. You try to suppress your anger and you say, okay, I need to be happy all day. I can't be angry. That is force. If the anger is coming, it will come. If you try to press it, that's force. Yoga allows it's a type of a way of being in a way where once you let go, then your body flows in a certain way. And what we're doing is we're connecting with totally personalized precision medicine with genetics and disease states. So, which is really interesting, and how we're able to let go.
Exactly.
So, with that, the word of the day, or two words of the day, are let go. So, we thank you so much for joining us. Namaste. Hope you like this session and spread and share the knowledge with other people. And if you're really interested in, keep coming back. We'll have some more sessions. We'll talk about different asanas and different postures and different things. We'll go into a lot more detail on this podcast. And it is literally, we're giving and in a very systematic way. But if you really want to learn even more and want to have access to the PDFs, the books, the worksheets, and wants to go even more in depth about how to customize this for yourself, then just come on and join the community, Ace Your Health podcast, Ace Integrative Health community, and we will be all together. All of us are on the same journey. We're trying to figure out a lot of things, and because we have figured out some things more than the others, we are sharing, we're listening to you, and we're learning and sharing. And what feedback you give us will help somebody else because of this platform and the opportunity. So, with that, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll look forward to continuing this journey and sessions next time. Take care, guys. God bless.